Webster.
Here.
Fogley.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Selbera.
Here.
Arabie.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Tenorio.
Present.
All members are present. We have a quorum. Next up is approval of the minutes.
Move to approve.
It's been,
I'd like to pull number 3.
I've got a motion on the floor to approve. That motion seconded. Is there discussion on the motion? Councilmember Tenorio.
There are questions in regards to the minutes of November 4th.
Do you have a change that you would like to the minutes of November 4th?
Yes, November 4th specifically states I was part of the meeting, and I was not. And it calls into question whether or not, since I was not there, whether or not it violated the Open Meetings Act. And I have filed a complaint with the district attorney today.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll withdraw my motion. That's fine.
Okay.
So I move to approve the meeting amendments for the meeting minutes for October 4th and October 17th.
Okay.
I'll second.
It's been moved that we approve the October 17th and October 4th minutes. It's been moved by Councilmember Mitchell. It's been seconded by Councilmember Arabie. Is there any discussion on that motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Motion carries.
Abstain from both.
Okay. Motion passes 6-0 with 1 abstention. Next up is we have item number 3. So,
Move to approve.
okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Mitchell that we approve agenda item number 3. It's been seconded by Councilmember Arabie. Is there any discussion on agenda item number 3? No further discussion. All right. All
With
those in
this
fa-
being a violation of the Open Meetings Act, I'd like it recorded that the State Open Meetings Act requires that 3 people be in the meeting room, or rather, the 4 people be in the meeting room when the meeting is conveyed. That was not the case.
Frank,
I've
You've
got
heard-
the act right here.
it's okay. Hold on a second. Would you just please speak to that, and so we can just clear the air on that, and then we can move forward. So the argument is that there's been an violation of the Open Meetings Act.
Correct. And
What
threw me off was the number.
apparently, because the district attorney's been involved, there's apparently some sort of allegation of a criminal violation. So I would like you to speak to that so that
Okay.
this
Well,
large group of people here don't think something really happened.
The first part of it is there's no specific number. So the 3 or 4 is not a specific number. It requires a majority of the council in order for there to be a quorum. For a quorum. So the number is not correct. It's just a majority of the council. Under the Open Meetings Act, there are 3 specific criminal violations. The first is holding a meeting without a proper notice. The meeting was properly noticed 72 hours in advance with the agenda items and so forth. That is one of the criminal violations. The second criminal violation is holding a meeting with less than a quorum in secret deliberations. The meeting was in front of the general public for the posted meeting, and my understanding it was also being televised. So there would be no secret deliberations. The third criminal act under the Open Meetings Act is the fact of not having a certified agenda or recording an executive session, and then an illegal release of that certified agenda or recording would be, those are the criminal acts under the Open Meetings Act. There are civil penalties for action taken by a council with less than a quorum, and those would require a cause of action by, it could be a resident, a citizen, it could be any individual, it could be the media, who could file a cause of action with a writ of mandamus or an injunction to overturn a specific action if it was taken with less than a quorum at the time of the vote. Those are the criminal allegations. Based on what I have been provided, the meeting was properly noticed. There were no secret deliberations, and there was no certified agenda released. The only issue was during discussion, well, two questions. One, did the meeting convene without a quorum? And two, did a meeting continue without a quorum? As long as when the vote was taken, the quorum was present, the action cannot be overturned. The question is whether or not the law requires for there to be a quorum for the discussion. There is no criminal penalty if a quorum is lost during the discussion and then it's resumed before the actual vote.
Frank, are you aware that there was no quorum when the meeting conveyed?
Well, all I saw was the review of the minutes.
There was no quorum when the meeting began.
And I was not there that Saturday morning?
I understand that, but I'm letting you know.
Okay.
There was no quorum, and according to
You have to
state
have a
law,
quorum to start your meeting.
It says a meeting may not be conveyed unless a quorum of the governmental body
Is
is
present.
present in the meeting room.
Correct, and I understand
There
that.
was not a quorum.
But that is
so
not a criminal
I'm
violation.
not saying that it was. I'm asking for
You are
the DA.
correct. You are correct. If a quorum was not present at the beginning of the
Correct.
meeting, you may not commence the meeting.
Correct, and the meeting was commenced without a legal quorum.
Right. And all I can tell you is, since I wasn't there that day, I looked at the minutes, and the minutes did
And the
reflect a
minutes are
quorum.
incorrect. The minutes specifically stipulate that I was here in the building. I was not in the building, and state law requires that all governmental body members be in the meeting room. Therefore, there was no quorum, a meeting conveyed without a quorum. Therefore, I cannot approve these minutes.
Okay. Anyone else? My view of it, I think that the minutes actually properly reflected the discussion that occurred related to Councilmember Tenorio's absence. Councilmember Tenorio was here. She fled the meeting to try to prevent there from being a quorum, and
I didn't plead anything. But you weren't conducting a meeting on time. You had a quorum here, and yet you chose to have a meeting with the developer in private prior to our meeting. The meeting was to be called at 9 a.m., and you chose not to conduct a meeting while quorum was here. You chose to convey a meeting when quorum was not here.
Okay.
Therefore, you violated the Open Meetings Act.
Okay. All right. We've got a motion to approve the minutes. Is there any other discussion on the minutes? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion carries
Abstain?
6-0 with an abstention. All
I
right.
have a copy of my complaint, Frank.
Next up is the citizens' comment period for the city of, every meeting, we are required to have a citizens' comment period. And we have one now. No one has filled out any form no one's filled out a form to speak during the citizens' comment period, but if you would like to speak right now, you can. There will be another citizens' comment period for the item that has the majority of the substantive issues. Is there anyone here wishing to speak during the citizens' comment period? All right. If there's any objection, I'm going to, oh, sure. Please state your name for the record.
Excuse me, Tony Spano with Bigelow Homes, Mayor, council members. I'm going to leave, but I wanted to speak to the group tonight and tell you that as a businessman in the area and a member of the Chamber of Commerce and Government Affairs Committee, how appreciative we are at all for the mayor and the council members that are leaving the dais tonight, and how again, grateful we are as a business community for what you've done for our city. We thank you very much. Likewise, I want to congratulate the new mayor and the new council members that will be joining us and make us available. Myself personally, as well as the Chamber and Government Affairs Committee, and we're at your service. We're here at the pleasure of this council. We want to serve you. We want to collaborate with you and take advantage of us. If there are things that you'd like the business community to hear about, to get involved with, reach out to us. We're there for you. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Does anyone else wish to speak during citizens' comment? All right, if there's no objection, I'm close citizen comment period. It's now closed. All right, next up, we're just going to briefly give the outgoing council members an opportunity to, council members to say a few words, but and present them with their, present the outgoing council members with their plaque. You know, does anybody have any, I'm going to recognize Councilmember Selbera first. Is there anyone wishing to speak? All right. So I'm going to say this. Becky, you and I have long history. You've served, you are concluding 15 years of public service, and when I think about all the things that we've worked on together, everything from Seton to the swimming pool to the building we're in now, to, you know, and what many people may not have seen is, you know, your zealous advocacy with me, you know, related to your district, and, you know, I can, you know, much of what happened with the Yarrington Road project and the compromise that we were able to, that was able to occur there was because you showed confidence, you know, that I was going to be able to work through that. And I just want to let you know, I'm incredibly grateful for your friendship, and extraordinarily just thankful that I had an opportunity this time around to serve with you again, and you know, you've really accomplished so much together in the last 3.5 years. So thank you for that. And if you come up, I'm going to present you your plaque. Let's stand up here.
Thanks. Oh, you're live.
Yeah, are we live? Oh, okay. I just thought I was looking for a picture.
Well, Mayor, it was also a pleasure serving with you. We did accomplish a lot, and I am very proud as to what we've done here in Cal. I mean, if it wasn't for us working together, I'm not sure where Cal would be right now, but I'm glad that it is where it is right now. Working with developers, working with city staff, working with one another to get things done. So I appreciate you as well. And of course, the other council members, Damon, David, Arabie, Travis. Thank you all for all your support.
Thanks. Well done. Job well done. Thank you. All right. So next we have our current District 4 member, David Wilson, who we were talking earlier. He has, I think, 9.5, close to 10 years of service with the city. And David, you know, you're another one of those that, you know, maybe back when I first started, you know, maybe we weren't, you know, maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you and I weren't as collaborative as what we've been the last 3.5 years. And what I want to, you know, it would be really regretful if I didn't say publicly how much, you know, from the very beginning, how you extended your hand of friendship with me and to me, and how we were able to, you know, really work together to accomplish great things. When I think of you, well, I think everybody should know this. 50 years from now, long when we're gone, when this town has an adequate water supply, when our region has an adequate water supply, that's going to be your legacy, because that was grinded out work. Councilmember Arabie's realizing it now that he's on the board too, but the work of the HCPUA, and which is now the Alliance Regional Water Authority, and you helping shepherd that from its infancy to what it is now, and the fact that it is this entire region's future source of water. That's what this is going to be. So, I mean, it's really incredible, and it's one hell of a legacy, and you really should be commended for that. And more importantly, I want you to know, like with Becky, it's been an honor to serve with you, and I'm just very pleased that I was able to come back and have an opportunity to work together. If you come on up. Let's get this one. Hold it this way. All right. Yeah, I'll shake your hand. I was going to hug you, but all right. You have anything to add?
It's been a pleasure serving on council with everyone, and you know, I will miss the group. Of all the councils that I've seen, this is a heavy lifting council, and individual members take serious issues and move them forward. And each one of us is doing that. And it's not like we're talking, well, are you going to do this? I'm going to do that, or whatever. It just happens. People take responsibility. And I've seen that happen, and I've seen people develop, and I've seen people change their minds on issues after discussion happens. And that's quality government happening in our community. And what I think the American system was designed to do, to have that full-blown work, discussion, development, and then people change their minds and understand, have more information. They've already done their own research, and then they get more information, and they develop the issue, and they assist the community in moving forward. But the community has really been supportive. You know, I could go down a giant list of names of people who had complaints and issues that are now friends of mine, that we have worked through issues, and it's a pleasure to be part of the process. But Mayor, you have been a serious leader for this community in the last 3 years, and I appreciate your friendship, and this is a friendship for life. I know it, and you've done a quality job, and I think we have put a really positive print on this community. But, you know, I want to say that, and as well, Council Member Selbera, for supporting me on the water issue, and actually appointing me to the Water Committee some 12 or 13 years ago. You know, both Todd and Becky, or I might not have been involved in water. And so, you know, this is all a process, and appointments do make differences. And it's been a pleasure to serve.
Thank you, Damon.
Thank you.
I don't need anybody to do one. I'll just say a few words and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to say a few things real quick, and then we're going to wrap the meeting up, because we're almost on schedule. We've moved quick enough to almost be on schedule. This, you know, I'm really, really proud of the body of work that all of you, you know, have helped, and some of the folks before you, you know, that we served with, helped make happen. But you know, it goes without saying. I mean, you know, this is their first election that occurred in November, and so I think it's very fitting, you know, that it's this close to Thanksgiving, because I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you, each and every one of you, and I want to say thank you to the staff, because you guys bought in. I mean, staff, you know, you know, I'm not sure how the paper portrayed it, but you know, I would just say that you know, for us to have accomplished everything that needed to happen, as we saw it almost 4 years ago, we really needed the staff to buy into a vision and buy into a set of core values and refocus on what the city needs. And so the staff, you know, really needs to be commended, and I haven't really had an opportunity to do that to all of them, so I hope they get a chance to see this. You know, I guess I think the most important thing I want to convey, you know, in this last moment in this meeting and last moment of my term is I would just really implore those that are watching, those that are here, anybody that might, you know, be paying attention to what's going on, to understand that the people that volunteer to serve, that is what they're doing. It's not some paid job where people are up here making money. This is a volunteer position, and this incoming council deserves your support. They're going to have my support. You know, I think there's really important but also very big things, you know, that are going to get accomplished. And I'm very, very proud that, you know, in this, you know, with this group of people coming in, that it was a group of candidates that rejected toxicity, that had expressed a positive vision for the city, talked about building things and wanting to accomplish things. And so I really believe that this group of people deserves the community's support, and on an ongoing basis, not just 6 months after the election. So, with that said, I think the real reason why everybody's here is the swearing-in ceremony, and I'm standing in between that. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude my remarks, just again saying that all of you guys are, it really has been an honor, and so thank you very much, and I hope I get to see you outside of this room every once in a while. So, thanks, guys.
Well, should we dismiss first?
No, I'll dismiss the meeting. All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been moved by Council Member Arabie and seconded by Council Member Selbera that we adjourn our special city council meeting and to move on to the ceremony. I'm assuming there's no discussion on the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. So next up, we're just going to move the podium. We're going to get things going, and we're going to start the swearing-in ceremony. So sit tight.